Your husband, he stole $2 million from me. That money was meant to buy me a new life. And because it's about my life, it now becomes about yours.
Hello everyone and welcome back again to our channel over here at Baroque Boy Gaming. And today I'm accompanied by Devin. We've been going to the movies a lot, Devin, these past few months actually, just doing all these different movie reviews and whatnot. But today we're going to be talking about the new movie Widows that came out this past week, and it was pretty good. Shockingly, it was to my surprise. I didn't really think this movie was going to go anywhere. It was set in a contemporary Chicago time, and pretty much the synopsis of this movie is that four women have nothing in common except a life debt that was left back by their dead husbands due to criminal activities. They pretty much take it into their own hands and conspire to find that money and get it back. Pretty much, we'll do a little bit more of a spoiler-free. I just wanted to shoehorn that in really quick. We'll do a little bit more of a spoiler-free review and then get into the nitty-gritty, and we'll obviously give you spoiler warning again, just to make sure. But this is directed by Stephen McQueen and writers Gillian Flynn, and the screenplay was also by Stephen McQueen as well. And it stars Viola Davis, Michelle Rodriguez, and Elizabeth Debicki? I think that's how you pronounce it. Is that the blonde-haired girl? Yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah. She was also in Guardians of the Galaxy, Volume 2 as well. So what did you think about your overall thoughts about this movie, Devin?
Yeah, I mean, I love the cast. The cast is amazing. All these people. Did you even mention Liam Neeson?
I did not. He's like barely in the movie, so it's like I feel like they really pushed hard, like in the trailers, like, oh, Liam Neeson's in this movie. He gets like maybe 5 to 10 minutes of screen time. I'd say like maybe like 5 minutes. No, that's a lie, because the beginning part of the movie when they're all in the bed. But sorry,
yeah, that was cute. Daniel Kaluuya from Get Out fame.
Yeah, that's right. He's in this movie as well.
But yeah, Steve McQueen, for you guys that don't know, did 12 Years a Slave. That's what really put him on the map as a director. This is actually his first movie in a while that he's put out. And also Gillian Flynn, who wrote it, also did Gone Girl.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
Yep, the movie kind of had a Gone Girl feel a little bit, kind of the dark and dreariness.
Right. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. But yeah, this movie was I can't say it was all over the place, because for me it started off a little bit slow, but I guess that was just more of like the world building, excuse me, within the movie itself, when the first scene in the movie is just like in your face and you're like, holy crap, like, yeah, like this is in for like I'm in this for the long haul, like let's go. It was a little bit longer than I thought. It runs around 2 hours and 9 minutes, rated R, which is always fine by me, so that was pretty cool. A little bit of politics sprinkled in there with America's problems today, so honestly, I would be annoyed by it, but it's not like in your face, like, oh, like this is a political issue that's going on in today's society. It was just kind of, there with a few of the scenes overall, but I really did enjoy. There were a few jump scares in there for me, I'm not gonna lie. But I mean, not like jump scares, just like, holy crap, I can't believe, like, this character did this and X, Y, and Z. We'll get more into that with the spoiler section as well.
Kept you on your toes.
Yeah, it really did. But I mean, it was, it was one job. They they set out Viola Davis's character. She's like, this is a one and done thing. We're not gonna, make a whole like sequel or whatever out of this. This is it, pretty much. And that's what I liked about it. There wasn't really like a hint at like a sequel, because I really don't like when some movies do that. When it's like I just like appreciating a movie for it just being in existence. Like Widows, great movie. A movie I would probably uh I would say compare it to a little bit would be Ocean's 8. I think this did the, women heist thing a lot better overall, because I mean, there's a lot of stars on this movie, no doubt, but I feel like a lot of these stars in this movie now, they're more of the, I guess, underrated, and essentially, like, there are like the bigger stars, but I don't know. Did you see Ocean's 8, Devin?
I did.
What did you think about the comparison between the two? Like, I mean, Ocean's 8 was all right. Like, you had Sandra Bullock, Rihanna, and just a bunch of more well-known celebrities, I guess. I don't know.
I guess like the only real similarity is that they're heist movies that have a mainly woman cast, because the heists and stuff are way different, obviously.
Yeah. Ocean's 8 was more of a like comedic tone versus this, but I guess I was just looking at more of like the which movie pulled off like the one that's heisting a little bit better. But was there anything else you wanted to add on before we head into the spoiler section?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, so holy fuck, let's just get it out on the table. Fucking Liam Neeson over here faking his own fucking death, right? And it was just like, boom! I was like, oh my god!
And has a kid with the one dude's wife.
yeah, with the other one of his fallen comrades that he's killed all of his buddies to pull off a massive heist, excuse me. But I just at first I was kind of bummed because I didn't think Liam Neeson got as much screen time, like I said earlier. But I mean, I felt like it was fair enough, because I mean he was presumably dead. But I kind of like how Viola Davis's character kind of kept that to herself, because I mean she knew he was behind that door. Like after her little dog was like going.
What did you think it was?
At first, okay. Oh my god. When I first saw it, because remember the scene like when all the women go back to like their little like to their husband's like hideout or whatever, and they saw Liam Neeson's his jacket, and the dog was kind of like freaking out. I was like, oh, okay, it's probably just a scent. And then later on when she goes to like the last widow's house, who doesn't really do anything in this movie, by the way, but just reveal a big fucking plot twist.
Yeah, there's a lot of things in this movie that they don't connect the dots fully.
Yeah, like they don't really connect, but like a lot of the things, like set up a lot of things that had payoffs, which I thought was pretty cool. But anyway, going back, I thought it was just signs or hints of him, being there, like from I don't know how long had it been since Liam Neeson was dead or whatever. But then as soon as I saw the flask, I was like, oh no, like he's not behind that door. He's not behind that door. I mean, it was I was like, holy crap!
Why did that chick even let her in the house if she was there? Like,
right? It's kind of like, oh hey babe, we can finally start our life together. And it's like, oh shit, it's like your ex-wife, the one that you faked your death with. And Liam Neeson was a sneak in this, like, because there are a lot of people who knew that he was alive. Well, not a lot of people, but enough. And then everyone else literally thought he was dead. He was about to head over to Costa Rica or something and just have a ball, start a new life. But yeah, it was crazy, man. I guess the part I wish they would have delved deeper into like the relationship with Viola Davis and Liam, just because we're like, okay, yeah, we know that they were like in love, but like, and they had a son, and I think that's when everything changed for them. With forgot what, like, they did a little bit of a flashback, because at first I was like, who's that in the casket? I'm like, oh, they must have a kid together. And then him getting shot by the police, and you know, for pretty much doing a U-turn in Chicago. I'm not sure if that's actually a thing. If you can get pulled over for doing a U-turn down here, there is no such thing. They're country bumpkins. They don't really care. But yeah, I mean, well, what were your initial thoughts when the dog was like freaking out behind the door? And
I had no idea he was gonna be behind there. I was like, oh god, wow, he's really being a sneaky fuck here.
he really was. I'm telling you, as soon as I saw that flash, I was like, wait. And like that was just one of the key things, when I was talking about like the payoffs in the movie. I'm not sure if you noticed when in Michelle Rodriguez, her character, when she was like at home with like her kids, and one of her kids had like one of those voice changing things.
Yeah, they use that later on.
Yeah, they use it later on. And my friend went to go see one of my buddies. He's like, "Why does her voice sound like that?" I'm like, "You remember the voice changing thing the little kid was using earlier?" They didn't really like show like, "Oh yeah, this is gonna be incorporated in." They were just like, "Oh yeah, you can hear it." And I don't know if a lot of people picked up on that. Let us know if you did in the comments below.
But, yeah, I like when movies let you make the connections yourself. They don't have to walk you.
Right, like hold your hand, like, oh, this is gonna eventually connect to this, and it's kind of like in oh my gosh, Spider-Man 3, like during the very beginning after Harry gets amnesia, and the doctor's like, oh, like Peter and Mary come by, like, oh, the doctor's like, you have some really great friends, and he's like, oh, thanks. And it's like a long pause, and he's like, I would die for them. And then it's like, okay, we gotta like make it known that, oh, is Harry gonna die? It's epic foreshadowing. Like, yeah, we get it. Harry's gonna fucking die. Like as soon as you said that, the first time that I saw that in theaters, I'm like, okay, well, Harry's dead eventually. So, yeah. But yeah, I agree. I don't like it when a lot of these producers and kind of like hold your hand. It makes it more meaningful once you figure it out yourself, because I mean we're not babies, so this isn't rated PG-13. This is rated R. We figured out ourselves. We're men.
One thing I did want to talk about is how well they did like the villains, I guess you could say.
Oh yeah. Oh my god. I'm literally slipping. The guy who played in Get Out, the main character. I always forget his name.
Yeah, Daniel Kaluuya.
Daniel Kaluuya. He played. Oh my god.
He was like legit, like scary. He
was legit. He was so dude.
Good.
It was insane. Like when they're in the basketball, like in the gym or whatever, and there's two guys. He was like, yeah. He's like, give me a beat. And he started rapping and stuff, literally out of nowhere, just like, pow pow, just freaking blasts two of the guys in the face. I was not expecting
mid-rapping.
Right, like I was not expecting that at all, dude. I was like, holy crap.
And then that scene at the bowling alley with the guy who was paralyzed from the waist down, he just starts stabbing him.
Literally just out of nowhere. Just stabbing his legs. He's like, oh, you can't feel that. Like just random stabs. I'm like, was that like, I feel like that was a little bit ad-libbed in, or just because that was just amazing.
Yeah, the movie did a great job of making like normal people seem like villains. Like,
yeah, and not everyone was. It wasn't like, oh, like a clear. How much? Everyone had like a gray character to them. It wasn't like, oh, this is the good guy, and then that's the bad guy. Like in Star Wars, like, oh, okay, well, Darth Vader's like a bad guy, and then Luke Skywalker, he's like the good guy. Like, he could do no wrong. But like everyone in this film was like flawed characters.
Yeah, like Brian Tyree Henry, he's the guy who played Jamal Manning, who was running for mayor.
Yeah,
like there's two sides to him. One, he's running for mayor to try to better his community and try to better himself, but then he also goes to collect money from a widow by threatening her dog.
Right.
Which was very scary.
The dog. I was like, oh, Jamal. It actually was. I'm like, okay. He's like, do whatever you want. Just don't hurt Sprinkles. No. I forgot the dog's name, but.
And then Colin Farrell and Robert Duvall were also two kind of villain type characters.
Oh yeah, they were.
Selfish political views.
Yeah, it was it was crazy. It was just that even the widows themselves are like, okay, like is it sound? Is it okay that all their husbands died, so they need to steal this money from someone else so that they can live, essentially, and split up the rest and go their own separate ways and whatnot. And it's like, even Liam Neeson, he was a family man, and then kind of, said fuck you to the rest of his crew and just went out the door. And yeah, I thought that was very interesting. But so what would you give this movie, just like out of 10 from your first experience?
I'd say like a 7.5.
Okay, I got
The
you.
one thing I didn't like the most was how Daniel Kaluuya's character died. It was just so anticlimactic.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like it was kind of like a oh wow moment, but it wasn't like a holy crap. Like I wish he would have went out a different way, but
Like he takes the money and drives off, and then
they just chase
kind
it.
of hit him. They kind of hit
Yeah,
him in the back, and he just dies. Like really, it's
yeah,
not an
that.
epic fight. Like he
Yeah,
was so badass the whole movie, and then he just dies like that easily.
right. Like, where's the justification? Honestly. But yeah, I totally agree with that. And then, Liam Neeson's character appearing at the end. I was waiting for that the entire time. I'm like, I bet you they're gonna meet face to face again. And then Liam kind of just came off as like a selfish asshole a little bit. But I mean, obviously he was clearly thinking of himself.
Do you
Uh,
think he planned to kill his crew, or do you think he had an escape plan for when the cops were there?
Ooh, you know what? That's a really good question.
Because I was talking about that to someone that I saw it with, and we kind of disagreed. I don't know.
Ooh, that's a good question, man. Oh wow, you really stumped me there. You know, I can't. I think he sacrificed his crew. I don't. I think he did. Like, as much as I want to say, oh, like, it was a contingency plan. To be honest, that was probably the real reason. But like, for whatever reason, well, because I guess like, when she meets up with him at the end, like he kind of just came off as like, like, oh, like this is about me and everything else. Like literally, he just wanted to like start a new life. He had a new kid and was like obviously cheating on Viola Davis and everything else. So that's why I probably think he did it to begin with. But it's like, oh, I'm probably like 50-50. But I'll probably say that he did it from the get go. Were you the other way?
I was trying to figure it out. I think because he had that deal with Colin Farrell's character, the mayor or whatever,
Right.
the congressman. They had a deal with him for him to get erased and for the autopsy to be like
Yeah,
thrown off.
like a staged. Yeah, right. Yeah, like especially the fake dummy. It was definitely planned. Oh my god! You
Yeah,
don't
like
just
he
pull
wouldn't.
that out of your back pocket.
Yeah,
Like.
you wouldn't just have a dummy laying around. I think it was planned, too. He just has a dummy in his pocket.
Right. It's like, oh crap! I've been waiting to use this. Takes that out a little capsule corp thing from Dragon Ball and just fucking. like oh my! It looks so real during the beginning, and then like when they showed the scene again, I was like, okay, we didn't like see him because like he like left the truck or whatever and like didn't come back, so we just presumed that he was dead because of the explosion and obviously everything else, and then it kind of just surprise, he's alive. I was like, oh man. But like I don't, you normally don't get those fake death scenes anymore in movies. It's either the character dies and they somehow bring them back, or yeah, I don't know. It's really weird. Some very strange stuff. So you say you gave this movie a 7.5. I would probably have to agree with you on that one for sure. Well, even though you don't have a Blu-ray player, if you had a Blu-ray player, would you buy this movie on Blu-ray?
I don't know if it would be enhanced that greatly by Blu-ray, just because it's not really like a lot of action.
Yeah, it's very slow at times and heavily dialogue based, which is I'm fine with, but um I don't know. I would probably have to go see this movie again to find out if I would buy this on Blu-ray, but I probably won't. So I'm just gonna say no overall. But was there anything else you wanted to add? Before we say goodbye to our lovely fans out there.
Yeah, we were talking to another broke boy, Seth, about the movie, and he mentioned how interesting it was that they went over the grieving process with this movie. I wanted to add that in. It was a really cool way to show the grieving process.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, it was crazy. Every single just really quick. I know I already kind of said goodbyes, but with every of the all the widows, it was pretty much showing their lives after the the deaths of their husbands and how they mourn.
Everyone copes differently.
Yeah. And I think that is a very I think that's a very good analogy, and kind of just shows that I forgot how many grieving steps of grief there is for losing a loved one, but yeah, I like that a lot. How they conveyed that and just show that to the audience that everyone's different. They were living so totally different lives, and kind of came together. And well, Viola Davis kind of bullied them into it, but it's like, yeah, you got to do this. It's like, why? Oh, they'll come after you. It's like, will they though? Like, but then again, she was kind of threatening, like, yeah, I'll let them know that your husbands were involved as well.
Yeah, she was like, I'm the only thing keeping you alive right now.
Yeah, I was like, wow, she is ballsy right now. It was insane.
No one expects us to have the balls to pull this off.
Where am I supposed to find a gun?
Literally.
Right. Where am I supposed to find a gun? This is America.
That was pretty great. And then she easily gets them.
Yeah, that was a great scene. Great scene. But as much as we would love to sit here and talk about this forever, running over a little bit of a time limit. So we will see you guys in the next one. Devin, as always, it's great to do these videos with you, man. It's fun. We're like the only two broke boys.
All these movies are coming out. We're seeing them. And
Right.
It's a good time.
All these other broke boys in our little group are just jealous. I don't know. They don't really watch movies the way we do. But no one watches movies the way that I do. But yeah, so thank you all for tuning in to yet another movie review. Keep in tune. We'll probably have another review up later this week. And I guess we'll be getting ready for our early screening of Aquaman. So
yeah, we're getting a Prime screening.
Prime screening from Amazon and Prime. Thank you.
Didn't know that was a thing.
Didn't know either. You just kind of showed it to me one day. I was like, oh, and we can just go see this for free because of our AMC A-List movie pass, which is amazing.
Yeah.
You should check out that video, by the way. I'll put it towards the end for those who want to check it out. But thank you all for tuning in. Leave a comment down below to let us know what you thought of the movie and what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it. And we will see you guys in the next one.
Shiny teeth that twinkle just like the stars in space. My shiny teeth that sparkle adding beauty to my face. My shiny teeth that glisten just like a Christmas tree. You know they walk a mile just to see me smile. Woo! Shiny teeth and me.